Hello everyone, Gina's here. Welcome back. Hope you enjoy the last video that I made. And in this video, I'm going to talk about how spiritual people move through the daily life. At the end of the last video, I mentioned there are certain questions people always ask or have some struggles that how to balance with this spiritual mindset versus lots of human earthling things. And in this video, hopefully I can be more precisely to give you guys some useful tips and you can apply into your life and hopefully can benefit your life and make your life much easier. First of all, we need to clarify the spiritual or spirituality, okay? I cannot tell you what a spiritual is, but I can tell you what a spirituality is not, okay? Being spiritual is definitely not isolate yourself, meditate all day long, separate yourself from other people, do not show any emotions. What else? But you get the picture, because in life, the polarity, okay? We talk about, what I learned is this, the most obvious things is usually what it really mean. What I mean by that is, so if the person is really loud, want everybody to hear her or him, usually this person might have something he or she want to be heard, and everybody want to be heard. But who really understand what's going on? She doesn't always want to require to be heard because she heard herself. So being spiritual is not a format, but those practices could be part of the spirituality. Meditating, journaling, mantra, breath work, go to the different retreat place, plant medicine, they all the practice. They all the tool on your spiritual journey to what? To help you to connect with yourself, to connect with this goddess consciousness that everybody that you embody. When you were born, you already have that seed planted inside of you. You do not need to grab from external. And I think this is very important. And I realize my work being practiced for 5 years. I worked with over 1,000 people. And back to ask myself what I'm doing here. What I'm really supporting other people doing here. I'm not a healer, even though I'm intuitive healer, but I think this definition or the title, I want to change it because I don't feel resonated anymore. I'm not to heal other people. You are not broken. I'm actually a guide. I'm not your spiritual guides, but I could be a living spiritual guide for you that guide you to your heart center, that make you feel safe. I cannot make you feel safe. I cannot save people. I cannot change people. My knowledge and wisdom might guide people to, at the right time, when they're ready to reconnect with themselves, that actually with the support, with the wisdom, knowledge, tools I have, it allows them to connect, the puzzle piece come in and unlock. But the things that you already have inside of you, I didn't infuse that into your heart. We are activate that part is already in your heart, but it's a dormant energy that it has not being activated yet. But the seed is already there, but it's just not sprout. Being spiritual, you can incorporate it as this spiritual practice, but they are not limited to this practice. Some people never did a plant medicine. Some people never meditated. Some people maybe, you never thought they will be so spiritual when you talk to them. When you're talking to them, they're saying they are very loving, they are very open and accepted, allow you to be who you are. And then there are a lot of things they are not holding on to certain things. They know when to let it go. A lot of time, people are more spiritual than you think they are versus people so-called spiritual. So I just want to get the concept idea straight. Now we get to the part of The struggles that I'm talking about, people want to be spiritual, they know spirituality can bring them peace and joy or calm in their life. But they realize that in life, that a lot of times they don't know what to do. It's because there are misinterpretation and a lot of wrong perception, not wrong, but different perception in the life that make people a little bit confused how they move through life. Just because you understand many things, let's say you are an enlightened being or you started getting enlightened, right? You understand the universe is everything, God is everything, and everybody is on their divine soul journey, that everybody is on the different part of their journey, that let's say we all start from the beginning and we all have the end to go, but from beginning to the ending, like around the marathon, people finish this race in different time. Some people finish in 2 hours and a half. Some people finish in 5 hours. Some people finish in 5 hours and a half. And this is exactly to show you we are all on a spiritual journey. They just at different stage of the spiritual awakening, okay? And of course, there are some people, they are not going to awaken in this lifetime because that's not what they choose to. In this lifetime, they didn't choose they're going to be awakened. They play the so-called the dense energy or the evil or bad people or people trigger you or you name it. And like you will ask like why, if Gina, you said everybody going to be awake, why? I don't think they're going to be awake. Yes, they are, but you only see this life journey as all you have, but you have many. But the reason that you don't remember you have many is because if you remember all from past and then this future potential, I can guarantee you cannot focus on this lifetime. You only, if we tell you this is your only life you have, I think you're going to put it all in. You will have more tendency to put all in. Is that true? I tell you, if you know that you have 100 lifetime, whatever thing going on, you're like, well, I didn't finish this lifetime, I'm gonna do the different lifetime. So there's nothing wrong with that. But the thing is, the tendency that you're gonna put all energy in this lifetime to be present, it will be less likely. Is that true? So that is a reason why you don't know what you don't know. And is that a reason why you know what you got to know at the right time, at the right place with right person. So there is no wrong point, okay? Now let's back to this how to move through the daily life, okay? So first of all, like I said, you got to acknowledge, you got to aware, you got to recognize all that is. You got to understand that your neighbor did something shitty, you don't like it, but there is a motivation or motive behind why they do what they do, and they may be what you thought would be. A lot of time we assume, but you cannot stop people do the things that they want to do. It's not going to happen. And sometimes you couldn't even stop yourself to do the things that you persuade yourself not to do. You're still going to do it, right? Now, anything outside of yourself is out of your control. So sometimes you got to allow it, even though you don't like it, because you don't know what stage of life they are at. And you do not know why they need to do this on a spiritual level. Let's say they did that is because they help another person for whatever situation that is, even though what he did is not good, but his motive is actually want to help other people. You know what I'm saying? So that's way more complicated than it is. So what I'm saying is you be aware that everybody is at their different stage of their spiritual journey, different developments. You got to allow things happen. And second of all is actually, I already touched on that, is compassion, understanding. Have compassion of the person going through whatever made this person, caused this person to do those things, that there's certain a story behind it. So have this compassion and have the understanding to know the why, true motive. If sometimes you can't, you just have to understand that there must be a reason why people did what they did. Now, third one is very, very important, okay? And all of them is very important, but let's say you are a very kind person, you understanding people. Now there is somebody come to your place, destroy something on your property, and steal things, or even potentially harm you or your children. At this point, you cannot just let things happen, right? Even though you might understand that there are certain motives behind it, but being spiritual, we never told you not to protect yourself, protect this human vessel. Because if you don't have this vessel, you cannot continue your practice in this world as a spirit living in this body, embodies this body. So yeah, there are certain things you want to protect. So doesn't matter, you are true spiritual person, still it's not to say you let things, people do the things, you be the doormat, people step through you. No, you gotta have discernment, you're gonna set a boundary. If people come to my house right now, want to, do something bad to me, to my children, I will for sure gonna defense myself, okay? I'm gonna make my point that don't screw me up, okay? So this is very important. And the next one is you keep your heart open. A lot of time in our life, we might have some bad thing happen to us in our childhood, when you're teenage, relationship, workplace, people betray you, and thus our heart get close a little bit more to the point is almost have trigger. Red flag is great. You're aware that's a red flag. But when you trigger, being very pokey, being very resentful, being very heart aching, and it's not going to serve you, nor going to serve other people. Okay, so keep your heart open, knowing that everything happened for a reason. And certain things you might don't understand, but you gotta learn to let it be. I tell people it's let it be and let it go. It's very different energy. Let it be is you accept actual things happen. You might cannot change that. There's nothing you can change it. But so be it. That's the energy. So be it. That's because certain things you might understanding later in your life. Some of things you might not even understanding until your next lifetime. Okay, and it's a practice. Being spiritual in human form is a true practice. It's a master teacher, master life practice that is not set to be so easy. It has such a contract that each human body that you embody has different DNA, which means you have different ancestral trauma, different generation trauma in that body that you carry with you. It's like you were born, like the body, different body you choose to have a better understanding is think about different cars. You are the Toyota, mommy van, Sienna. You have different performance, right? For compared to the Corvette, they designed to drive different weather. So every car has its own for the different purpose, driving different condition for different functions. And when you jump into the world, you jump into one of those cars. And it just lets you know there's even though I use cars, but think about each car in the world is different, and you just happen to jump in one of those cars. So it has this is a limitation, and it has its factory setting. So when you jump into their car, how fast this car goes, you cannot push it. You cannot push the mommy van. You can probably for a short period of time, you can push to a certain speed limit, but it doesn't design to drive that way. You cannot drift, right? It's not a race car. It's not drift, and a race car cannot drive for the long distance. They are short for speed, for the performance. So just let you know that know who you are is the first and the most important thing. Is even more important than you understand how other people function, because every single person is different. It takes energy and time. But if you understand how you work, some things that it can help you understand how other people moves works, because after all, they are cars. Now we have electronic cars. We have, we still, the car has gasoline, and in the future, the car is gonna fly. I don't know. There are so many different variety out there, but at least it's car. We are human. First of all, we are human. And second of all, we see the differences, but first of all, we are human. Okay, so hopefully this video helps, and I think the next video we're gonna talk about the soul and the physical body. That I'm still gonna use the car, but I want to walk you through that the relationship between the soul and our physical body. This video is designed to help people to more understanding when they think that they own their body, and or they have hard time to discover or reconnect with soul passion and soul mission, and it just like one side or the other side. So I'm gonna do that video to walk people through the relationship between soul and your physical body, and how they work with each other. How can you respect each other? How can you work with each other? Okay, so hope this video helps. And like I said, if you want to help me grow this channel, please subscribe, like, and share, and comment. And my online course, online community, I'm in the process of building it. So please subscribe. You can subscribe on my website to just or send me email, say, Gina, I'm interested in this online community that for the first 50 or 100 people, I will open as free to thank you for your support. So I will see you for the next video. Love you guys.